What's up, car lifers? Sammy D here, and I'm back with another soundtrack reaction video for now, because we have a new Mario Kart game coming. This is massive, man. Once every 5 or 10 years, we have a new Mario Kart title. This is so much fun. I'm so excited. Cannot wait to get into and experience this game. Will I be able to cover all the soundtracks for this game? No, I'm telling you that right now. Everyone's asking me, will you do soundtrack reactions for this game? There's over 100 tracks that are going to be made. And so no, I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. I'm loving life off YouTube right now. But I wanted to come back with a special video. I'm going to be reacting and breaking down my thoughts on the main theme of Mario Kart World. Just for now. This is a couple months overdue at this point. Could have done this by now, but with the last day before the Switch 2's launch, I wanted to do something very special for you guys. Say hi and pay tribute to this Switch era and look back at my 10 favorite pieces of soundtrack music from the entire Nintendo Switch era. Let's go. We're going to count them down. And actually, I'm not including any Mario Kart 8 Deluxe tracks in this. Weirdly, I feel like we've covered it so well. We've gone through every single wave. We never went back to the base game. I know a lot of you guys wanted me to do the base game soundtrack reactions, but I don't know, man. I'm just... When 8 Deluxe came to Switch, I was already tired of that game from the Wii U, and I want to look at some things we've never talked about before. We've had so much fun with the series. Make sure you see the viewer's choice soundtrack reaction we did back when. A lot of people did not watch that one compared to the views on the Mario Kart 8 ones, and who knows, maybe you guys won't watch this one either, but I love the music from so many of these games. I want to get right into it, celebrating so many of them. So let's go right now. Here are 10 of my favorite soundtrack moments from Switch. All right, before we get into the list, some honorable mentions. I'm going to give some love to Lake Lapcats. I kind of feel like I have to give a little love to something from Bowser's Fury. I mean, the soundtrack's not like an all-timer or anything like that, but when I hear this song, I do relive my experience playing this really great new step forward for the 3D Mario series. So I have to put this in as an honorable mention. Splatoon, man. I mean, what a banger. I never played the Splatoon games. I always wanted to, but you can't look at the soundtracks of the Switch era and ignore the music of Splatoon 2 and 3. This music is so forward-thinking, so kind of hard to describe and pin down. So many cool sounds, so many bangers. I love the vocal style of whatever the race is that is singing these songs and whatever you call their language. I'm not a Splatoon head, so someone let me know. But the way they're not really singing real words, and just constantly inventive and surprising tracks. Anarchy Rainbow is one I always think about. And again, maybe I'll dive into these games at some point, but you have to give some love to these soundtracks. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. This soundtrack really bangs. Like when I put together my Kart Life radio for songs that we would grind to on stream, I checked out this game because I wanted to hear like the Tokyo-centric Japanese sounding electronic music they made for this. What a cool track. This always hits when we play it on stream, and I just had to give this one a shout out. Great synth lead with that cool little melody that's harmonized the whole way through. An absolute banger of a beat that just is relentless. This is an amazing track. Had to give it some love, and it's from the Canoe game of all things. So check it out, Canoe from Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. Northeast Frost Streets, aka Sana and Sammy's theme. Shout out Sana. Had to give this one some love. Another game I never played, but how gorgeous is the soundtrack? What the heck, man? Like, everything I've heard from it has been phenomenal. Just so much depth to what they did for this whole OST, and this track in particular has a really cool groove. I could spend a whole video analyzing just this track. Let's just enjoy it for a second together. Amazing verbed out electric guitar melody, doubled by clarinet here. Nice slow 6/8 dreamy feel. We have a B section, and in particular after this B section ends, I love the openness that takes place in these little interludes before the next C section starts with the little drum lead in, but also the drums at the end of it. So here we go into we're a refrain now of the B part, doubled up with the guitar playing the melody again. This is a fantastic theme. So you think it's going to loop here with the openness. Love that drum lead in and the little crescendo up with the strings going into the C section. I love when you have an A section, a B section, and then there's yet another C section. We had this a lot in the Mario Kart soundtracks, but oh my god, what a jam. Now when this ends, it's going to cut off. We're going to hear the drums continue, and I love how the little twinkly sounds and reverb fill that space before the whole song loops again. Here we go. Oh, those little bars right there with that, like, I don't know what's echoing through, but it's so gorgeous. All right, so I gotta talk about Link's Awakening. I wasn't gonna include like remakes. We had so many remakes in the Switch area: Mario RPG, Miitopia, Paper Mario. But I love the fully recreated soundtrack from Link's Awakening. I had to give this particularly an honorable mention. I love all the little small ensembles of the little string groups playing all of the themes throughout. But it made me appreciate the original compositions for this game. They're so much more, obviously, simple with the limitations of this hardware back in the day from the original game. But dude, listen to this piece. Like, first of all, the chord progression here with the strings, and now we have a synth lead playing this little arpeggio part. But the chord progression of this whole piece is incredible. This isn't even the piece I wanted to talk about. This is called Face Shrine. So go back and listen to Face Shrine whenever you can. This little change right here. This reminds me of, I don't know, just some of my favorite film scores. Little major resolution right there is just awesome. But I want to go to the Wise Owl. This is the one I really wanted to shout out. You have this like clicking sound that connects the bars together, almost like a winding clock. And this little slinky brass bed underneath. But then this is what the rest of it sounds like. This awesome little small ensemble playing the classic Zelda themes. It totally fits the cute style of the game. Excellent soundtrack. Alright, I was hoping the Princess Peach Showtime soundtrack would be awesome. And check out this track. I'll talk about that little stop in a second, but overall, you hope with a new Mario World themed game that there's going to be a couple bangers. The whole soundtrack didn't like crush, but I love how they took this same melody and transmuted it across different genres depending on which outfit and theater Peach was in. It really is a great example of developing a theme across many genres and kind of repeating the same motifs. But this is just a total banger. Great B section here. If you put on your headphones, listen to it on your own. There's some great synth comping in the background here. But I really love the little stop that has like a taiko drum percussive rim hit right here in this wild refrain. Bass comes in, and here's the stop. Do you hear that little ping sound? It's so good. So this is my favorite track from this OST, but there's also one at the top that I was blown away by. And it's a chance for us to talk about like ambient music, because like really, yeah, I've shared a lot of my favorite music in these series that we've done together, and really ambient music is such a love of mine, especially Japanese ambient music lately, which has its own name, which has Kankyo Ongaku. There's a whole, special box set anthology of this work that Light in the Attic put out, but I love minimalist piano and beautiful electronic music from Japan that is ambient purely and instrumental like this. And this is almost like an Eric Satie type of thing. Very influenced by his work, you can tell, but this is like the opening menu. And I love this trend that we've had sometimes with Nintendo, having the opening menu being this really calming, zen-like scene that just is there. It's not hitting you hard with some kind of big introductory sequence. This is just how the game starts. I almost couldn't believe that there was such a sparse, beautiful piano piece made for this game. I was not expecting it at all. And it almost doesn't fit with the rest of the game, but in the best possible way. This is just an absolutely gorgeous track I was not expecting from, of all games, Princess Peach Showtime. So now you know it's there. You can put on like a 30-minute or 4-hour version and just fall asleep to it just like that. Another one along these lines, and I'll let this little piano announcement start this. The opening title screen from Pikmin 4. Guys, I discovered this just yesterday. I could not believe it. I did a special members video for you guys going through a bunch of Nintendo Switch music, and I was going through games I hadn't quite heard all of them. I was just needle dropping around on a bunch of stuff. But Pikmin, I've always loved the games. I love the original Pikmin, the first game's soundtrack. And these changes, again, a slow, meditative, incredible little dissonant melody there. It totally works. Oh, gorgeous stuff. I can't believe this is the title screen music from Pikmin. At the same time, I can, because it's always had great music. But that little entrance, I wanted you to hear it one more time, because we did this yesterday. So they played the main melody, and this pad right there, it's like a chime, a synth chime and chord. And now the lower bass piano starts, and we start the whole thing over again, but played in this register. I gotta learn how to play this song. This is one of the coolest pieces I've discovered, and I discovered on the very last 3 days of the Switch era. I can't believe it. What a cool game series. I've always wanted to kind of get deeper into Pikmin. I really appreciate it, even though I'm not that good at the Pikmin, like resource strategy management. But wow, this piece, phenomenal. So I wanted to kick off my list. Official number 10 favorite piece of music from the Switch era, the title screen from Pikmin 4 OST. I can't change it. Okay, there we go. And it loops, but that's it. Gotta give some love to Luigi's Mansion at number 9, man. Luigi's Mansion 3, as everyone who's played it knows, is such a superb game on every front. The visuals, the game design, the music, it's just perfect. I love all of the love and craft that was put into this soundtrack. This is the 1F Grand Lobby / B1 basement theme. Every level of the hotel, you have a whole new musical theme, and it's all within this, not even like spooky or ghost style, it's like spy music. And you have that signified specifically by the vibraphones. This is a classic thing that's been used in like spy movie music. Very spooky, very creepy and sneaky, and you hear it also in these others I'm going to play you. This is one of my favorites. But right here, Egad's Laboratory, man, what a banger. Listen to this, man. Iconic melody right there. Great. Played on a trumpet in a very nice low register, doubled with the vibraphones. And again, just the vibe of the groove. Listen to this. Great slinky drum part with that organ part. A little vibe solo. It's just beautiful. And you gotta love Egad. Every time I went into Egad's lab, I looked forward to hearing this song. And there's also a great Egad shopping theme. Let me find that. Egad's shopping network. This is a complete banger. What the heck? Get your headphones on for this and appreciate the chordal structures going on. It's great. I love it. I mean, it's meant to be like a cheesy TV theme for like a shopping network, but I love this kind of thing, man. Very 80s, but very modern at the same time. It's a great track, and all throughout the comment section, you just hear people saying this is one of the best tracks from the game soundtrack. So yeah, number 9, Luigi's Mansion, Egad's Laboratory / shopping network. Oh, a little synth bend there. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, we got on to the next one. Need I say more? Think back to the pandemic, Animal Crossing, the role it played in so many people's lives at the time, how it became just one with our life and part of our morning routine, part of our afternoon, part of our evening. And the music of this game, so profoundly good. The sound director of this game actually voiced Yoshi, worked on Wii Sports music, worked on so many famous soundtracks. And what they did with this kind of ensemble-based approach to the soundtrack, having these a small ensemble of acoustic instruments performing basically everything. And especially in the middle of the night themes, more relaxing, down-tempo type of ambient pieces. Relaxing music with rain. I mean, look how much people love this piece. Lots of great, instantly memorable Animal Crossing themes, but I'm going 5 AM for my number 8 favorite Nintendo Switch soundtrack cut. How do I even approach Tears of the Kingdom music? First of all, I'm not 100% done with the game yet. But man, what do you even say? What they did with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, and I'll get to Breath of the Wild, as you guys know, it's probably going to be later in this list. But I don't even know where to begin. I haven't even sifted through like really appreciating all the soundtrack as much as I have. I would normally because I'm just not done with the game, but I'm savoring it, taking my time. But this shrine battle theme was excellent. What a crazy time signature. It's in like 1716 or something weird like that. I actually tried to count it once by slowing it down. Great theme, but I mean, also you have like the diving theme, just like Breath of the Wild, making such beautiful use of the piano. The skydiving music is definitely a moment I'll never forget, hearing it for the first time. You hear this little motif repeated, falling down the scale of the piano as we click forward. Oh, first of all, this little melody kicks in on top. A little wind melody, just absolutely gorgeous. Oh, and sometimes we have the bass note that enters there. Maybe it'll happen in a minute. Harp is sneaking in. You're just taking it. It's a long, slow, patient piece. This melody. Very interesting melody there. It's like a minor 3, even though it's a assumed major chord. Come on! Are you kidding me with that? Wow. It enters in just like automatically, generatively as you get close to the ground. And again, the music knows when to finish when you've fully landed. What an incredible piece just that is. So skydiving from Tears of the Kingdom. I'm just going to give it to that right there because it was such an important part of the game and a memory I'll never forget. All right, Pokemon time. You're welcome in advance for introducing you to this piece. Results, new Pokemon Snap. We're not even there yet. We got a beautiful bass vamping on the 1. This is a musical theme I've noticed in a lot of Mario Kart music especially. Beat fully comes in with a beautiful tiny little funky kit there. Listen to the piano here as we start going off. I love results music. So many games have had this. We're back to a little bit of a vamp here. We have the acoustic. But I love when the bass is vamping on the 1 and you have a chord change on top of that. It's always good. You hear it a lot in Mario Kart, especially Mario Kart 64 era stuff. A little synth octave going up at the top. Why is this so good, man? Back in. It's something you hear on like, I don't even want to say the Weather Channel because it's way better than that. Oh. There's the little piano flourish I've been waiting for. I mean, I loved the original Pokemon Snap. The fact they even made new Pokemon Snap was so massive for me. I loved playing this game. So it's a cool soundtrack. My favorite stuff is though the results screen. I mean, like if you go back to like if I don't mention this right now, I will never talk about it ever on this channel. We play it on the grind. If you know, it's Elebits. Dude, back to Wii, just the results screen. And this was the true with Mario Kart 2, Mario Kart 64, the results screen. If you have a great results theme for your game that, you know, you're setting down your controller for a second, you're getting up to get a drink, you're going out to pee, you're talking with your friends about what just happened, you're looking at your stats, your time, your score, and you have to have one of the best songs in the entire game at that moment. Listen to this from Elebits. I know I'm going off the Switch here, but just to prove my point, this is my favorite soundtrack piece of all time, and if I don't mention it right now, you guys won't know about it. I've never mentioned it on one of these series before, so I have to. The Elebits mission results for Wii. So check this out when you can. All right, this one may surprise you. Let's go. Super Mario 35. Right? Are you kidding me, man? When I talk about wanting Mario Kart music to be less heavy metal guitar sounding with saxophones and wanting it to be a little bit more on the electronic side with cool electric piano chords, this is what I'm talking about. To me, this would be what I would love to hear for Mario Kart music. This to me feels right. And I love this as like an official Mario theme that we had for this short-lived Super Mario 35 game for the 35th anniversary, an important memory and moment from the Switch life cycle. But what a banger. And it's just loops. It just loops this. We got the melody played with the high synth lead. And then we're going to have a little interlude right after it. Again, we have the same thing I mentioned in the last track. The bass is staying on the 1 the entire time. Chords are changing. And then we have a little filter going into this section. Big hand claps. The tempo is perfect. It's so fast. It's just as fast as you want to be. Drums come back in. I mean, this is one of the craziest songs I've heard in the modern era from Nintendo. I absolutely love this theme, and it is definitely in my top 10. All right, we're up to number 4, and it's Pokemon Legends Arceus, Jubilife Village. Woo, man. I was reviewing things yesterday. I dropped this. I almost started sobbing. I mean, that's how emotional this theme is for me. I think I always wanted a Pokemon game. I've never played all of them in the past, but I always wanted one when you were in this open world and you were actually catching a Pokemon in real time. It wasn't just battles. It was you're an actual character. You have a story, and I don't know, man. I really immersed myself in that idea, and this game was everything I always wanted from a Pokemon game. And this theme, I remember the first time it came, I just sat there in the village like stunned, you know, just like feeling like I was there, feeling like it was in that story, I was in that emotion. And I always thought this was like my thing, like that I had this feeling about this theme, and surely not everyone would agree with me. But I'm going to YouTube and like, you know, everyone is saying this is one of the best tracks in all of Pokemon, how emotional this is, the instant nostalgia that you're going to listen to this when you're an old person and remember this forever. I mean, this theme seems to have had the same effect for others, and it has to do with just the structure of the song, the lack of resolution into a major key, this beautiful electric piano vibe, which you guys know I love my Rhodes kind of Wurlitzer sounding thing. The flute melody, and this theme develops as you go through the game. More is added to it. In fact, I don't even know the final version because I haven't got to the end of the game yet. I did kind of taper off on the game, as a lot of people did, I think. There's too many games to play. I never quite finished it. I'll get back to it at some point. But the fiddle playing, it's just got that bittersweet, almost wabi-sabi, beautiful and sad at the same time. Hopeful and sad at the same time. It's everything you want in a beautiful theme. So yeah, Jubilife Village, number 4 favorite theme ever in Nintendo Switch. Then we've got Paper Mario: The Origami King. I loved this game, and it kind of exceeded all my expectations on story, visuals, style, and The music especially. I think anyone who's played the game knows the soundtrack is phenomenal. All the Paper Mario games have had really good soundtracks, but this one was really cool. And this is Water of Elemental Shrine. This is just an honorable mention. This isn't even my pick. I wanted you to hear a second of this just because it's got such a cool vibe. And this one, I've used this throughout Kart Life in some of our Japanese videos. What a powerful and epic sweeping theme that has that Japanese feeling. The whole like Autumn Mountain area I loved in this game because of the Japanese vibes, and this one's meant a lot to me too, Autumn Mountain. But for my pick, the main one I'm gonna have to go with is, and if you're a Kart Lifer you're gonna know it, Sniff City. Listen to this banger. First of all, the groove and beat alone is phenomenal. You have this awesome sitar theme. So this is a Shy Guy town. It's one of my favorite locations that they've come up with. You think of like Shy Guy Bazaar and how we love that world in Mario Kart. This is a whole Shy Guy town that's centered around that kind of vibe that you are seeing a little bit of in Mario Kart World expanded too, but there's so much more you could do. This is an example of how an open Mario game, you could have so many worlds in there, this whole Shy Guy town, and so you're there at night and the way the lights are glowing and just the sense of place of that setting. We haven't even got to the coolest part, which is the B section, but just enjoy this track for a second. The backbeat drops out here for these little refrains, and then it's back in, and now we're going to go into the B section here, and we're going to break it from a straight to a swing. Wow. One more time. Swing over straight. The brass is swinging. And the background percussion is still going on straight. And now hear how the main loop comes in. Just absolutely phenomenal. I want to go back one more time to this. The main beat drops out, but there's still straight syncopated percussive notes, little tambourine hits and stuff in the background. So this has been a big one for me on Kart Life. We played it a lot, so if you know the channel, you know it. Definitely check this one out, and fantastic soundtrack overall. Where do you start with Mario Odyssey? I mean, not just one of the best Switch games, not just one of the best Mario games, but one of the best Nintendo games they've ever really invented, and they went all out with this soundtrack. It's so unreal. I particularly love a few, like, the crazy cap shop music that's all lo-fi in the background. They have these three little melodies that play over and over again. I love these little things like smaller shop musics that you only hear in certain settings. But I mean, we have this rendition of the classic Super Mario Kart theme, which was such a cool little Easter egg. You have the fact that each theme, like this is Ruins, which is already a really cool electronic track. Phenomenal piece right here. But every level has the 8-bit version that you can go to when you go into the pipe and become 8-bit style. So, and I love that it's not just pure 8-bit, it's a little bit bolstered by a little bit more heavy mastering that you could bring to the track, so it doesn't sound small, it sounds also epic, and I love this for so many of the tracks. Another 8-bit one I love is this one for Honeyloon Ridge. Again, it's almost just purely ambient, which I absolutely love. The festival in New Donk City has this whole like 8-bit version that's just this 8-bit masterpiece. It just sounds like something brand new created from the back in the era, which is an adaptation of the Jump Up Superstar, which even the Jump Up Superstar, they were trying to make like this theme song, which is kind of rare for them and very anime of them, but that theme song is also a banger. Forgotten Isle, I mean, good God, this track. So here's the original, which is, by the way, it's in 11/8, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 1, 2, 3. I mean, what a cool time signature. And then you've got the 8-bit version. This is absolutely one of my favorite worlds and themes. But of course, guys, Steam Gardens. I mean, Steam Gardens is an all-time track. I love this little interlude, this opening, and then the breakbeat drums. Again, you know, I think of like, what do I want for Mario Kart music? This is really a beautiful synthesis of so many sounds that doesn't just sound like a live band playing. You have this awesome surf rock guitar. the breakbeat, organ in the background. And everyone knows this is like one of the highlights from Odyssey. It's just, I'm not going out on a limb here. This is just an all-time Mario soundtrack cut. Then you've got Fossil Falls, where somehow they have managed to take that Mario Galaxy epic feeling that you got from the Mario Galaxy theme, where you have this symphonic elevation of Mario music, and they took it to even the next level with this absolutely iconic melody. You know, put it in the first big world that you explore after Bonneton in the game, and you just have that feeling of being purely swept away in this new epic Mario adventure. It's really hard not to pick this track, and Steam Gardens or Wooded Kingdom. Those are probably the two that stand out for me. But there's one more that for me stands out even higher, where I had a deeper personal connection to the music. And again, it's similar to that results screen philosophy, where for the interstitial bits you need a theme that's just you could hear forever, and it is To the Next Kingdom. So when you're in your Odyssey ship selecting your next kingdom, this is the music that plays. You swiped into this menu where you have the global view. We have this parade beat that is starting. What's going to happen? Now, I think the music drops in earlier in the game mode, but this is the full version where you have 8 full bars of the drums, and then it builds. We have the bass being played by the lower octave of the piano and strings. Cellos with double bass and a little timpani there, doubling the lowest note. So we have this 2 chords moving back and forth. Now we have the chordal structure. One of my favorite pieces ever from Nintendo. Incredible. And that's it. That's it. It loops. But we do have a melody that comes in here next. A little tiny synth lead. It's like a flute synth, or a brill flute. It's a flute, but it has the sound of almost a moog or a moog. It's almost got a bird sound, the way it trills. So you have this soaring feeling. The chords, the movement. Oh, and then this next section, it continues to vamp, but we have a wave synth coming in and out. And I remember the time, like, again, like I left the controller down, I went around somewhere in the house, and it was just playing, and I was like, I could listen to this forever. Like, I could just have this on for 4 hours. And sure enough, on YouTube, you know, you got people playing 4-hour versions of this. But I was so inspired that I even like took to my piano and started like creating a piano solo over it, because I was hearing all these piano solos in my head. Which I then just realized is Maiden Voyage by Herbie Hancock. And for number 1, you gotta go to Breath of the Wild. Manaka Kataoka, Yasuaki Owata, and Hajime Wakai. Again, my love for ambient music, my love for piano, and this is a little bit condensed, the way they've done it on the soundtrack. It's really nice because you're in the field in Hyrule, obviously, and everyone took this away immediately from the experience of the game, is that you don't have the typical theme just playing throughout. You're mostly in silence on the ground in Hyrule, and as you explore, these little piano bits almost appear in a generative fashion. I don't know how they programmed it, and in fact on the soundtrack I don't think they appeared in this exact order. Or maybe they do, and they sometimes cycle in and out. But this overall modal sonic world of this theme, the way different registers and octaves are used. I'm not even picking this song. I'm just starting here as a starting point to talk about the Breath of the Wild soundtrack, which, just like Odyssey, I could do an entire hour-long video analyzing so many of the tracks. I always wanted to do that for Odyssey. I always wanted to do that for Breath of the Wild and make videos on that. But here we are. We're out of time. The Switch 2 is dropping tomorrow. And I just got to give love to this incredible soundtrack. I'm just trying to come up with other favorites off the top of my head. We're in the same key here for the riding theme. And you hear the piano bass going down. And as I'm hearing this for the first time riding at night, I'm thinking, this sounds familiar. Why does the chord progression sound familiar? And then we have the reveal. That harmony at the top. And what is it other than the original Legend of Zelda theme? It's just, the first time I heard it, I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me, man. It's too genius. It's too genius. And it just goes back. I love that it doesn't, you know, the original Zelda theme goes on to modulate from there into the next part of the song, next part of the A section, but not here. You're just playing the main the first two lines of the melody, and that's all you need. That's really all you need, because you're just in a memory of that theme. You're not trying to recreate the whole theme again, but you do have beautiful callbacks to original Zelda music throughout the game. I mean, I don't even know where to begin, like I was saying. For example, the Hyrule Castle theme. I mean, this is another one of those benchmark moments in the game musically that you just could not believe they realized. So you're outside the castle and you're exploring. And first of all, this is just an excellent new theme that they've come up with here. But as you go in and out of the castle, and you have that, again, the piano character is the same throughout so many of the songs. That dancing high piano, it's the same kind of personality that you heard on the ground theme and also in the riding theme. But as you get here, you transition, and once you're in the inner chamber of the castle, the organ starts to take over and the drums go away. And listen to this reharmonization of the, what is it, the Ocarina of Time melody? And it goes on. But then we change here, modulate to bring it back around. So the cool thing about this is now we're back into the main theme in the organ version, and as you go in and out of the castle, it seamlessly transitions between the interior organ version of the theme and the outside version, kind of like in Mario Kart Rainbow Road 3DS, where you have the moon music and then the regular music, and it transitions in and out, or, you know, Moon View Highway or something like that. Just absolutely incredible. And again, I'm still not at my pick. Gotta go to the Lost Woods theme. This is technically called Maze Forest, I guess, but as you're exploring the Lost Woods, and I don't think the soundtrack version has it, but what I love about this is you have this dancing piano in this chord area, but when you get kicked out of the game, the maze, because you've walked in the fog in the wrong way, in fact, I might just have to pivot over to the piano for this. So the upper, like, I don't know the exact chord, but it's something like this in this area here. So you have the formation of a G, like almost a G minor, right? But when you get kicked out of the Lost Woods, a gigantic chord drops in over that, which is a C. So we're in this world, and then the C, which creates a C major 7 feeling over the, and then you imagine being back in the G minor. It's all in your head musically as that drops in over the G, and it just absolutely blows my mind. But my number one favorite piece of music from Breath of the Wild, and thus my number one piece of music from the whole Nintendo Switch era is this piece from Divine Beast Va Meadow. Let's just listen. Back. So we're going to repeat that a second time. Check out this chord change right here. That's it. That's the moment right there. Now, beautiful resolution here. That's going to carry us back to almost a sense of resolution. Then we're going to keep modulating. And we know we're going right back to that minor one. I don't know why this piece exactly, you know, music theory-wise, blows me away so much. It is so powerful and epic feeling. The other Divine Beast themes don't even have quite this way for me. I mean, first of all, I love the way the strings are playing these, I don't know what you call them. The little shaker percussion groove in the back too is such a nice touch. But it's really about this B section. What an incredibly interesting chord change. You don't know where it's going. And then stunningly beautiful change there. And then coming back around. So I just wanted to give this a shout out because I don't hear a lot of people talking about this theme. And it's my personal favorite theme from Breath of the Wild. I had to introduce you guys to it. I hope you dug it. And in general, I hope you've enjoyed this video going through my favorite Nintendo Switch soundtracks of the last several years. There's so much incredible music out there. Shout out to all these incredible composers, all of whom I want to learn more about and just continue to appreciate as the years go on. Make sure you drop a comment in the chat or in the comment section below. Let me know what you thought of these picks, what your favorite Switch soundtracks are. I want to get turned on to even more stuff from you guys. So please drop your top 10 favorite Nintendo Switch soundtrack themes as well. I appreciate you guys going on this whole journey with me through the soundtrack reactions. I don't know how many more I'll do, if any, as Mario Kart World seems so overwhelming musically, but I'm diving into the game tonight and I can't wait to play it and hear all y'all's thoughts. Okay, we gotta discuss the elephant in the room, the Mario Kart World soundtrack. Man, you guys know I've been not even love hate. I could never hate anything that they do over at Nintendo with Mario Kart and music. It's all from a fan's perspective of I just appreciate and pour over every decision they make with the music of all of these games, and it's been such a part of my life growing up from all throughout all the systems. Keep in mind, guys, I grew up with every single Mario Kart from the very beginning since '92, guys. So I've fallen in love with all of the soundtracks, and you know, we had a great time listening to the 8 Deluxe versions, and if anything, I got a little bit disappointed with the amount of live band flourishes that you get with some of the new remakes of the songs. And they're not remixes, I always say. A remix, you need to take some of the original recording itself and add new parts and scramble it up. But these are new remakes entirely of all the retro songs. But here we got a whole new game with original music. So the title screen, the menu music, which I'm excited to hear from the game. We'll have brand new stuff. And the rest of the world's going to be filled with over 100 retro songs, not just from Mario Kart games, but all the Mario Kart games brought back. And we've already seen people list off as many as they can, hundreds of references to other songs and soundtracks. So it's going to be a big celebration of all the Mario soundtracks to come before. But a lot of them are giving a live band feeling that I'm a little bit like, I wish we had a little more synthesis of different sounds. I think they clearly are taking the session players from the Mario Kart 8 Booster Course Pass stuff and let's keep the sessions going. Let's make new music for the new game. Here's an arrangement of, you know, whatever, Koopa Beach. Let's play that in a new way. But for the main theme, I wanted to take a devoted moment to appreciate what they've done here. Now, I have some thoughts, good and bad. Let's listen to it. This is from the original reveal. The first thing we ever heard from this game and saw was this harmonica sound. It's the defining, iconic memory we'll always have of the reveal of this game. And here we go. What's going to happen? Insanely huge drum fill to kick it off. And the harmonica is the melody. This is an intro. Now we got brass hits, and we have a double time for the main groove. And the guitar takes over the melody. Shredding electric guitar, just like I feared. And I remember my first time hearing this, I was like, ah, man, more electric guitar? You guys know I'm such a stickler about this. What's happening here? Oh, they just dropped into a major halftime groove from a double time to a halftime. And what do we have here? Electric, just like Metallica shredding guitar. Completely dated sound, okay? But it's playing the main theme from the original Super Mario Kart. But you know what? Almost as soon as you hear this, what do you think to yourself? This whole like... This is the new Mario Kart theme in a way. Like, even if I don't love the arrangement and instrument choices, you can't deny this is basically already an instantly iconic Mario Kart theme, just like we've had for all of the other past games. And I could do a whole video analyzing all of the main themes of Mario Kart. Let's just hear how this ends. The harmonica's going off, the guitar player's going off, the band's going off, everyone's going ballistic. China. Okay, let me tell you a second about the drum situation and why that I get personally a little perturbed by the overplaying. First of all, I want to be very clear. The drummer playing on this session, if I met him, I would shake his hand, buy him a beer. I'd want to kiss his ass and talk all about what it was like playing this incredible stuff on all of these sessions. He's obviously an incredible drummer, but I just want you guys to know, when you are a drummer, just like when you're a part of any profession, you have your own kind of inside knowledge as to the choices made. And I just want to say that when you start off something with that fill, let me hear this one more time. That is an example of what most drummers, as you go through your maturity, might call overplaying. You have a very fast fill that involves probably a double kick pedal, and a double kick pedal like you would hear in Metallica or Megadeth or Tool. And there's no shade to when I say overplaying. I mean, it's a certain people love that. Certain people in, like, if you go to Berklee College of Music or whatever, you're going to have people doing virtuosic things. But another example I always thought about was Dave Matthews Band. You know, when we were teenagers, we loved Dave Matthews Band because Carter Beauford was this incredibly virtuosic drummer, right? And I have nothing but love for Carter Beauford, but even he will tell you, and he did tell you in interviews, that as you get older, you learn that less is more. And, you know, these very fast kind of show-offy fills, the fact that it starts with that fill, and not only that, but then we have right here, I want you, the splashes. Right there, it's a little bit down in the mix, but right there, that little fill. Cymbals. Listen to the little splashes. Okay, there are multiple splashes on his set. I want to say a double kick pedal, multiple splashes, and then a China cymbal that ends the song right here. Do you hear that? Almost like a kitchen-y metallic sound. That's a China cymbal. And ask any musician you know, especially a non-drummer, what are the most annoying things a drummer can have? Double kick, splash cymbals, and a China. I mean, you've gone over the line. And I just want to give that context for a drummer's perspective on this. Again, nothing but love for this guy, right? And they're having a big old time. But it is not understated. It is, if anything, it is overplayed. And what I want to say about the harmonica is, like, if you live in Tennessee, you know, this kind of like reminds you instantly of like almost the trends in modern country rock music. It's just like, yeah, I'm a dude, I'm a man, yeah, I like my whiskey and my trucks. that's what this gives. And look, to a certain extent, Japan loves like the American West. They love the cowboys and out west and the Route 66 of it all. That's why Mario Bros. Circuit looks the way it does. But you can tell they're going for like an Americana here. They're going for an Americana tribute. And the Japanese version, the way they filter and foresee Americana in music is almost like modern rock country music. So it's got a little bit of that. I don't even want to say the term for what my friends and I would have called this. It's got a certain genre name that comes to mind. I'm not even going to say it. I'm just going to put it on screen right here, but it's not good. But, you know, okay, so now we're back in the groove, and let's give it some credit. This has a cool double time feel. And it almost reminds me of like Jet, like Are You Gonna Be My Girl? Which itself was a kind of a reference to the feel of something like Lust for Life by Iggy Pop. As the kids are gonna say, this is a bop. It's a bop. It's got the bop feeling. And who am I to tell them that they're not listening to a bop? But going right here to the halftime. So here's the backbeat on a halftime situation. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You have that really slow halftime where here's 2, boom, boom, boom on the backbeat. So you've actually gone from double time and you've skipped normal time completely, which would be like boom ba ba da ba ba la la da ba ba da ba da la la da, and you've gone from boom ba ba da ba double time to ba 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 da bum ba ba da ba, and these are triplets. And this is a really satisfying feel, that halftime. I've always said that, like, if you just, you know, with whatever band you're in, if you're coming up with an arrangement of something, just give them what they want. What they want, they being you, the people, the audience, they want halftime, man. They want a big halftime breakdown. So everyone can do this, and the whole crowd, it's going to hit. It's going to work. It's going to be very satisfying. And they go right back into the bop of it. And then we're moving the chords up, so we're not just vamping on the one anymore. And then I know that's from something. It's something in my mind, or maybe just has the feeling of a Donkey Kong feeling. That's very much a melodic pattern you would hear in like a Donkey Kong theme. But man, like I said, just to summarize what I said earlier, maybe I don't love the style of the music, and maybe I think the drumming is over the top, and again, massive drum fill here. Can you deny that it is one of the, if not most, but most instantaneous, iconic Mario Kart themes there is? It's already cemented itself as an incredible Mario Kart theme, and I got to give it credit for that. I can't wait to see what the other music from the game, not just the live band stuff, because that to me feels I don't want to feel like it's a wedding band playing covers of Mario Kart music. I guess that's the impression I get from some of it. It's like I've gone to a big show and, a convention, and there's a live Mario Kart band covering Mario Kart music. That's what some of this stuff has the danger of sounding like. And I want to hear built, produced tracks that have some real drums, some electronic drums, all mixed together with sounds you don't expect, like we heard from Odyssey or Mario 35 or some of the other references I mentioned today. We'll see, guys. There's going to be a lot of music. I'm excited to discover it in-game, out of game, and I hope that you guys enjoy the game and enjoy the soundtrack, and I know you will. So thank you for bearing with my kind of complex feelings I sort through how this is approached from a musician and a producer's perspective.